Yeah. Stranger that second.
Get sharp curves. Don't spin your wheels. With more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand, you can bet your bottom dollar we're sharper than ever. Because, man, we got traction.
I'll be right back.
Toyota sedans. Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy. We want every meal to be filled with big bite moments.
Like the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together over delicious food.
From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious!
Man, these seats. I know, right? Thank you, Game Time. Easiest way to find only the best deals on the best seats. I wonder how the other guys are doing.
These seats are trash. What the heck, man? I spent hours finding a deal on these. Trash.
Oof. Finding seats for prices this good is tough.
They should use Game Time.
No more endless searching. Just great options at incredible prices with their Game Time bids.
What time is it?
Game Time.
The big hit last night to tie things up, and he will be hitting fifth here tonight as the DH. The lineup is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Acuna starts it off against Paul Blackburn. Just for Blackburn's second start of the season, he had an injury with his knee that kept him out the first 2 months. So on paper, this looks like a pretty good matchup for Atlanta.
Yeah, you would think. You see his numbers on the year. He got roughed up his last time out in a relief appearance. Won a third of an inning, gave up 4 runs. His lone start of the year has been his best outing of the year. Pitched 5 scoreless innings against the Dodgers. So we'll see what he brings here tonight. Sinker, cutter, slider, changeup, curveball. Predominantly cutters and sliders.
And that did raise some eyebrows, that good start against the Dodgers. Obviously, that's a great lineup. Acuna ambushes the first pitch and lifts it over the center field wall.
I just don't understand why anybody throws anything near the strike zone on the first pitch of the game against Blackburn. I just don't get it. Like I'm throwing my best 2 strike pitch right there. And if he doesn't chase it, then
Who cares? You still got the ball back?
wow.
Launched.
Now, granted, that was kind of a cement mixer, slider, or cutter.
I don't think he meant to do that, but yeah.
What a start for Atlanta. And Ronald continues to have an unbelievable start to this season since coming back from the injury.
Get a couple more of those and really give Sale some breathing room, man.
Something that Sale hasn't had a lot of this year's run support, but Ronald gave him some right there.
You know, just a cutter around real play, right?
Cutter, but didn't cut.
Almost a Chattahoochee Falls.
I was hoping for that. I wanted a first inning splash out there. Number Verdugo here. Ronald, the National League Player of the Week last week. Yesterday, he reaches a few times, and then today, already a solo homer. And Verdugo follows with a
Verdugo follows.
You've heard it, guys. Saying it's contagious.
Hey, Kenneth, I'll be right back after I get some grub. If you don't mind,
Another good piece we saw last night. Verdugo get a ball just on the corner of the plate.
just watching the chat.
Center. Another good piece here.
You know what else is contagious, Jeff? The 4 keys.
Well, welcome in.
Here we go.
Maybe you're on to something.
They're
pounding the ball right now, too.
And now the guy who had the game-winning RBI in the 10th yesterday, Austin Riley.
That's the pitch I would have thrown Ronald. First pitch of the game.
Carlos Mendoza's team has lost 4 straight. First time all year the Mets have had a 4-game skid. And the Braves trying to make it 5 in a row tonight. Called strike on the outside corner. 2-1 here to Austin Riley. See what Blackburn has in the tank here tonight. As we said, it's just his second start of the season. That good start against the Dodgers, the only one that he had, but he struggled in relief. Last time out against the Rays, gave up 4 earned runs in just a third of an inning. And he's really in the rotation because of the injury issues they've had with Kodai Senga going down with the hamstring issue. Essentially, Carlos Mendoza said, we're going to give Blackburn that shot now that he's back and healthy and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's obviously the big concern short term for the Mets is that rotation has just been crushed.
So that's a walk. So the first 3 have reached here against Blackburn in the bottom of the first.
That's going to get a visit here from the pitching coach. But I agree. For the Mets, that's probably the one area you were thinking, right? Like, and I am on toss, like you said, they're still rehabbing, trying to come back. Can't expect them to be sharpened with some of these injuries, something that's been a major strength. Let's talk about, I think, looking at the Dodgers last night, they threw an opener last night. It's like, you have 48 starting pitchers to start the year. You're dropping an opener already.
$8 bazillion payroll, and you got to have an opener.
I mean, just depth.
While we have a moment, let's take a look at the Mets defense brought to you by Racetrack. Nemo, Taylor, and Soto. And then on the infield, up the middle, of course, Lindor, McNeil. Torrens, a backup catcher, getting the start tonight instead of Alvarez. Now, Matt Olson, these two guys were teammates, Blackburn and Olson, out in Oakland.
But I think here, guys, as a hitter, you get something. I'm not saying not to, but you got to be very patient. You don't want to help him out at all right now.
Absolutely. You got to look for a ball you can drive somewhere.
He is feeling it right now. You got a chance to really drop a 3-4 spot here in the first inning.
This is a guy in Blackburn who, when he's been successful at the big league level, it's because of his command. But so far, 8 of the 14 pitches have been out of the zone. Olson lifting this out towards Nemo. And it's out of play. Change up misses. Hitters count here, 3-1. Matt had glowing words to say about Paul Blackburn as a teammate. Said these two guys still keep in touch, but tonight they are enemies. 3-1. And he got him to chase a curveball down and in.
Yeah, a little over anxious there, maybe.
Wanted to put his buddy in the chop house.
Yeah. Guess the silver lining there was he didn't make contact. Yeah, we
Found it
balls.
for Matt, right? To me, that showed you everything you know. He wants no part of you right here.
Ground ball to the right side. Alonso diving stop, and he will get Olsen. But the Braves do now have two in scoring position with one away.
That's a good job by Blackburn not giving up on that play. So many times as a pitcher, you see that first baseman go that way, and you think there's going to be a play at second, and you kind of pull up, and the next thing you know, you're in no man's land. But he didn't. He stayed stuck with the play, and Lonzo made a good throw, and big first out.
And now the Big Bear, who woke up the offense last night in the 8th inning with that bases clearing double to tie the game at 4. Snip Bear's all decked out over there tonight. He's got his U.S. Army patch out.
Now, right here, I know it's two pretty good pitches there to get to 2, but ground ball to short, ground ball to second, anywhere gets a free run. Got to find a way to put in play.
Yeah, those middle infielders back. And we've talked a lot about the Braves with runners in scoring position, but they have struggled this year. These are the spots they have not been able to take advantage of. Ozuna fouls off the slider. Blackburn again, the 1-2. And Torrens has to track that down. Everybody stays put.
Yeah, that's where.
Wait. They're going to give a base to Verdugo and Riley. And Atlanta's going to take a 2-0 lead.
I have to see this over. I have no idea. Did he hit it with his mask?
Did he scoop it with his mask?
Maybe.
If you scoop it with your mask, it's a base, right?
Yep.
See what happened here.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
And I think he realized what he was doing. He
Right
tried
away.
to drop that mask.
Good catch by the umpire.
Yeah, Edwin Jimenez was all over that. Now they will bring the infield in. That one hit Ozuna in the box.
He knew it right away. You ain't lying. It was like, oh, God.
How do we score that? Me too.
Strike catcher screwed up.
The CSU catcher screwed up. Yep, put that one in the scorebook.
There we go. CSU. I'll put it down.
Well, that is a gift for Atlanta.
Don't see that often.
Nope. First time, I think.
How can Ozuna drive in another? Yeah, that should do it. Riley ready to tag. Taylor comes up throwing. Atlanta leads at 3-zip in the first.
And again, we talk about two-strike approach, right? Marcel here, great job. Knowing I'm not getting beat on the heater. This isn't a guy to throw 98. Seen a lot of off speed. He let it get deep, knowing that's all he needed right there. And now you get Chris Sale 3 runs here in this first inning. A great way to pick up.
Ozuna's 4th RBI in the series, his 39th of the season. Great start for the Braves, and now here's Baldwin. But Big Mo is carried over from game one of the series.
He sure has.
When we were talking the other day, we talked a lot about the 2023 season, how many times the Braves got out to an early lead in the first inning. Just hasn't happened much this year. It's good to see that happen tonight.
And if you can keep it right here, right? Keep this lead going. As an offense, too, guys, with Reed Garrett and Diaz both throwing last night for two main guys, unless they get the lead in this game, you're not going to see those two guys tonight. So you have a chance to not only maybe get to that bullpen early, but get some of the lower leverage guys.
Baldwin the other way. Nemo sets up camp, but the Braves strike 3 times. It all started with the 23 MVP Ronald Acuna Jr. back to full health, and he sent that first pitch deep over the center field wall.
Ready-to-eat meal delivery services are not created equal. At Factor, it's personal. Everything is done from scratch every single day. Nutrition and flavor is first and foremost when we create any dish.
Sign up for Factor today and get 50% off your first box at factormeals.com.
Hey, Dad. That kind of looks like our car.
Wait a minute. It is our car.
I mean, we're good. That's why we chose auto owners. We work with our agent to get the right coverage so that when the unexpected happens, we know we're covered.
Huh. This will be even sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Looks like I'll be taking you to work tomorrow.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. On the legend, Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, what do you do here?
Get a gig that's built to last.
The start for the Braves, 3-0. Kia Field Report time. Let's go downstairs to Wiley Ballard.
Brandon, how am I supposed to follow that? We got a leadoff home from Acuna Jr., Chris Sale, a 1-2-3 inning. Hey, guys, for Chris in his last start, 7 innings, allowing just the 1 run against the Brewers. And take a look at his pitch mix. You'll notice the slider at 46%. He's using that pitch more often than he ever has over the course of the season. And then how about his sinker usage? A season-high 8%. I asked him after that start if that was a wrinkle they wanted to throw in, and Chris kind of smiled and said, hey, I'm just following whatever Drake throws down. And now they're working again tonight, hopefully a similar result.
Great job, Wiley. That's how you follow.
That's how you follow it, Wiley. You just dominate. That's what Wiley did. I think you go back to the starts before the last one for Sale, guys, and it was really just 4-seamer slider. He had pretty much completely gotten away from the changeup and that sinker. And then last time against Milwaukee, he sprinkled it in Glab, I think, just enough to keep those hitters honest.
Well, listen, I think we talked about it last time he pitched, and I said, listen, I understand you're going with 2 pitches right now, and it's working really well, but I certainly would not give up on those. You
Wait
still
a
keep them in the bag,
Braves.
so to speak.
Come on in, folks.
Run along the line if you need them, or if you want to have that wrinkle, you break them
Yeah.
out. I think that's the beauty of what
Top
Chris
of
is able
2,
to
top
do.
of 2.
He's able to go out there and
You
dominate.
got the 3 runs in the
But
first.
then, oh, by the way, I can wrinkle this in, I can wrinkle that in. It just makes it so hard on the hitters.
Speaking of
Ball outside.
you see that on the ball?
2-2.
That's not bad.
21-0 is the Brave when Chris Sale's got 3+ runs. So that's
Chris Sale has 3+ runs.
3-4 early, and you feel like
Yeah.
it's in my control now.
Ground ball foul. Sale has gone 1 inning so far. Count 2-2. Nimio.
And again, a lot of Sale starts. He just hasn't had that run support, but certainly different here early tonight.
Right now it's 3-0 Braves. Brave Nation. Come on in.
Don't screw it up.
Could you drop his link to Kenneth?
Don't come back out and give it 2 spots.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times you go through those stretches where you're like, oh my God, you just give me a couple runs, and then they get them, and you go out there and you're like, oh my God, don't mess it up.
Well, checked out, but he didn't go. And Brandon Nimmo leadoff walk.
Nimmo leadoff walk. One on, nobody out.
And now Luis Torrens, who did get an error, by the way, when he used his mask. So only 2 of the 3 runs were earned there for Atlanta.
I'm sticking with my CSU.
Yeah. Catcher screwed up.
I like that. New baseball acronym we all learned tonight.
Got 2 errors in a CSU.
Torrens, the backup catcher to Alvarez, 33rd start of the season. He got a lot of time earlier in the year because Alvarez was out with a broken hand. So for a while, Torrens was the everyday guy, but now back to his normal role. Sale looking for a second strikeout tonight. So lefty deals the 1-2, 97 running up and in. Like we usually see from Sale, he picks his spots to bump that up to 97, 98.
Yes, if he goes back to that back foot slider here after pushing him off the plate.
Yeah, lifted into right, and Acuna is in to take it. So glad for Sale. What is the hardest thing to adjust when you've been going every 5 days and now all of a sudden you have 7 or 8 days of rest in between starts?
He's just trying to stay sharp, and listen, more than any other position, starting pitchers or creatures of habit. They have their routines and they know what they're trying to do, where they need to be physically to get ready for that next time out. And when you have those couple of extra days, it's your body just feels a little bit different because that inner clock is kind of like, hey, I'm supposed to be, but you're not. So I think the simplest thing to do is you have an extra bullpen session somewhere in there and try to keep yourself sharp that way.
Out to left field, Verdugo toward the line, and he gets there. Nice sliding grab by Alex Verdugo right on the chalk.
Perfectly timed right here. It's a tough one because you get it off the end of the bat right there, and it just keeps going away from you while you're running. But he timed this one up perfect, right before he got to the wall.
This pitcher appreciates it. 2 down now. Nimmo still at first, and Jeff McNeil the hitter. Richie, you've golfed with this guy a couple of times, haven't you?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He can play. Yeah. He's one of the best in the game. Liner, foul.
I've seen him in action too, I think.
Yeah.
He wouldn't smoltz you, I know that.
That's no surprise.
We always pull for on the side.
Yeah, he grew up in Southern California, and golf and baseball were his loves. He thought about maybe making a run at golf, but ultimately decided to go the baseball route. Things turned out well.
bicep tendon. That can't feel good.
Not showing any effects though. It's tough it out.
Tough back there. Doesn't have the Jim Wolf guns, but Edwin Jimenez can hold his own.
I was listening to the radio the other day in the car, and I think Ben or someone was Jim Wolf on the last series.
Yes.
One of the last, yeah.
He never misses arm day.
Yeah, you ain't kid. Christmas morning, arm day.
He goes to the gym, it's arms and something.
I think the legs are respectable too. I think he makes sure it's a full body workout. Jeff McNeil has reached base in 19 straight games. That is the longest active streak in baseball. Second longest is Matt Olson. That's been on base in 18 straight. But Sale trying to set him down here. And it looks like he will. Michael Harris a couple steps back. And we're on our way to the bottom of the second.
Running a business gives me enough to deal with, like video meetings.
Nope, you're muted. You're muted.
Getting trapped by this guy.
Something through the bushes and bam, poison ivy all up and down my arm. My mom said it was going to be a rough summer.
And filing an insurance claim. But luckily, auto owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Game night Friday. You in?
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for 13 years in a row. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
We want every meal
Every meal to be filled with big bite moments.
Like the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together.
over delicious food.
From Wisconsin with love.
With the new U.S. Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card, you can earn an unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
Really going all out, huh?
3-0 Atlanta as we head to the bottom of the second in the second game of this three-game series. And Blackburn will try to settle in. He had a 29-pitch first inning. And now he'll face the bottom three in the Atlanta order. For Blackburn, it's been parts of 9 major league seasons. He was with Oakland for 7+. That's where he was teammates, obviously, with Olson, with Murphy, with Allen. So he knows several of these guys. But he's only had 84 career starts because his career has just been littered with injuries, including the knee injury that kept him out the first 2 months this year. And then he had a rare back injury at the end of last year. Actually had a spinal fluid leak. And the doctors told him they had never seen that in a Major League Baseball player. And he had to have an operation where the doctors basically said, hey, you may never play again. So he had that on his mind going into the offseason, but the operation went well, and he was able to get back in time for spring training. So he says at this point, he's just thankful to be out there pitching.
I would think so, yeah.
That procedure he had was back in October. Now back on a Major League diamond and pitching here at Ozzie Albies. Ozzie reaches for it and gets it to go over the glove of Alonso. All the way into the corner, Ozzie wants 3. The helmet is off. Always a good sign. And it's a triple for the Braves' second baseman. Boys, he took that right off the dirt.
Not every out is a good pitch, and not every hit is a bad one. And that, you just got to tip your hat and say, I don't know what else to do. That ball might have bounced.
And you know what? When we see Ozzie sometimes, those are balls, I hate to say it, that he can hit because of how he's going out to get it and did a good job of just getting it over. Along those end of the grade, that's when Blackburn's going to look back at it and be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Infield in here for New York after Ozzie's first triple of the season. Michael Harris looking for his 42nd RBI of the year. Swing and a miss at the curveball 0-2.
So, guys, you talked about the bottom part of the lineup, right? And we talked about how it's been a tough run here. Look at the last 30 days, last calendar month. 576 OPS, 302 slug. And it's really, not picking on guys, but it's when this lineup has been built for the years we've seen it, it's been up and down the lineup, and with these struggles like that, you start as a team, as a hitting coach, Snit, start saying, we got 5 innings really where we're having chances to score right here, and that's very difficult. A lot of pressure on the middle part of the lineup.
Pop to the left side. This isn't going to get Ozzie in. Well, Snit has tried to move Michael Harris around. He had him in the 9th spot in the order a couple times because there was some success with that at 23. Just trying to find whatever formula works.
But you go a lot, right? I used to look at myself when I'm getting in trouble all the time. Most times pitch selection. I look at Mike right there, first pitch off the plate. Look at 8-9 inches. Ozzie, I know he got a triple there. I mean, but it's just swing, and it's just tough to go like that, And you want to see those guys get back to being able to produce like we know they can, and they have for years.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times, and look, obviously not a hitter, but from a pitcher's approach standpoint, when you got guys that are struggling like that at the bottom of a lineup, you're going to go out there, I think, and do, to your point, Michael Harris, I'm throwing a pitch off the plate. I'm going to see if you're anxious and you're trying to do something. You're getting over anxious to try and get out of a slump, and see if you'll swing at bad pitches. And I think that's what's been happening.
Well, Ozzie was going to come home, but that ball bounced right back towards Torrens.
That's a good read by Ozzie there to go back.
Must have got crossed up on that.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you do with
technology
pitch thing, but
he just whiffed it.
He tried to frame it and forgot to catch it.
It's another CSU. Got 2 this game now.
It's been a tough night for Torrens back there so far. And checked out, did not go, according to Paul Clements.
But you go look at all the teams right now at the top, the divisions, different stuff. They have some length down there. They have some guys, and again, that's what this lineup, when it's been best of years, it's been Ozzie in that 6 hole, Michael Harris 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there, and they have just lengthened that lineup, and you're just missing that right now.
Yeah, for the last couple of years when the Braves offense is rolling, again, I've always talked about it from the pitching standpoint. There's nowhere you can go to hunt outs because everybody up and down that lineup can beat you. And right now, if you're facing this team, I think you feel like as a pitcher, you've got a chance at the bottom of the lineup.
Blackbirds 2-2. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Jerkson Profar returns next month. Now, Snit said yesterday he would like to put him in the second spot in the order, but how that changes the complexion of everything.
I mean, I agree with that move. I think you have to.
Got a piece, stays alive. And there's a kick by Terens, maybe displaying his frustration.
Terens beamed up tonight, boys. But, you know, I'm not trying to just harp and kill it, but I mean, those are two of the big, when you look at Michael Harris, when you look at Ozzie Albies, they bring speed, power, they bring energy to this lineup, and right now it's been a tough month for them.
Nick Allen. Oh, what a play by McNeil. That saved a run. Off the bat, it looked like that was getting out into right field.
That was a really good play by Jeff McNeil. Yeah. Ball's kind of cutting away from you. You're already in on the cut of the grass. What they have done tonight is Blackburn, 46 pitches already.
And again, he's working his way back from that injury, so we'll see what he's got in the tank tonight. Acuna, the homer, back in the first. Let's take a look at his month of June, our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature. And yes, Acuna has brought the lumber in the month of June.
Yeah, pretty impressive 15-game run there. And
it's a good month for most people in a whole month.
He said the other day he feels even better than he did at the end of 2023, which, if true, that's really saying something.
I think they learned a lot from last time, too. That, you know, for him, he had to be fully ready to come back on that knee with the way he plays, the strength of his game. And I think last time, he came back too early. And you never could fully see him, where I think this time he feels comfortable on that leg.
Yeah, a few extra months of rehab has made all the difference.
And I think because of it, when he's come back, right, it's not like you're having to give him all these off days. Remember last time it was like you played two, you built in one. It just kind of messed the flow up, you know. And for him now, it's like, I'm back. You just go play.
3-1. And Blackburn misses up. So Acuna reaches again. And now Verdugo to the plate.
And one last thing, Jeff. Not only has Ronald looked healthier than he did the last time he came back, but he's also talked about he feels like his timing is in a much better place coming back the second time than it was when he first returned in 2022. And he credits that to all that live pitching he saw throughout spring training and even into the month of April and May before he began that rehab assignment playing in the lower league there in the Florida complex.
I'm sure, Wiley, and you think about it, you go through the first time, you learn what you liked, what you didn't like, what you knew you needed more of. And again, when he came back there, I mean, it was hit the ground running.
Speaking of his running, one stolen base so far this year for Acuna. Acuna bluffed like he was going to go 1-1. Alvarez and Trent's combined do a good job at controlling the run game. New York has allowed the second fewest steals in baseball. That bounced way in front of home plate. Ronald stays put. Verdugo laces that right over towards Wiley Ballard. We're going to need to do a wellness check.
Yeah, Wiley's not built like that. He's giving the thumbs up, but
Hope we brought a change of underwear down there.
check the drawers cabinet.
2-on, 2-out, 2-2 pitch coming to Verdugo. Blackburn is laboring. He's already thrown 55 pitches. Bouncer Alonso will turn around, go back to first, and it's 3-0 after 2.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah, Dave.
Dear Freedom, what forms do you take? More miles driven? More dollars saved? More life embraced? And more electrified vehicles than any other brand? Yours, Toyota Hybrids. That's right, Toyota has more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy. We want every meal to be filled with big bite moments.
Like the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together over delicious food.
From Wisconsin with love.
Tonight, William's got practice till 8:30 at night.
Oh,
I stay late after school because I have practice.
When it comes to Liam, just watching the hunger that he has and his ability, there's no telling what it is.
Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Well, earlier we had a lot of rain. There was a torrential downpour right around 4 o'clock here at the ballpark, but thankfully the storms have moved on and it's turned into a pleasant evening. I think we've got our yearly requirement of rain so far.
Yeah. You don't have green grass right now. You got issues.
Then you have a black thumb. You don't have a green one. Because it's just every day you get those pop-up showers and storms, and they've been hitting the Atlanta area pretty good over the last couple of months.
Nothing but car path only. Yeah. That's the worst. Yeah.
You know, guys, it's good to walk on the course every now and then.
It is.
You know, keeps you young.
I'm going to drive straight to my ball and hit it again.
Well, the Braves 3 in the first had an opportunity there to score again in the second. Ozzie led off with a triple, but ultimately stranded. Now Sale back to work. And he gets Ronnie Mauricio at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, took a little off that slider and had him way out in front.
This is the other strikeout victim, Lindor. Of all the guys in the lineup, Lindor's actually had the most success against Chris Sale. He came into the game 14 for 34 with a couple of homers all time against the lefty. Chuck Grinder Allen, he makes this play. And he made it look easy. Got him by a couple of steps.
That's the thing, man. I know next bat has struggled at times, but this has not. continues to make great plays. And look at this. I love this. Just the one hop right to Matt. You give him plenty of time to make the adjustment on it.
That's our defender key defense tonight.
It's a good one for defender tonight.
The play he had last night on the double play where he unloaded the ball before it even got to his mitt. Yeah, he's got the defense part figured out. Helps that Brett Boone as a father-in-law as well. Give us some tips out there.
Yeah.
That one, though, Nick Allen will not be able to get to. And Starling Marte's having a nice night. He's 2 for 2. Mets have 2 hits. Marte has both of them, and that will extend the inning to Juan Soto. Ozzie Albies over. Marte stranded. Still 3-0 in left.
My family is everything to me. I'm so happy that they're on Sugar Heights. It's really making a difference in school and their sports.
There's no telling where this kid go.
My goal is to be in the NBA. I'm very happy if that happens. So I'm just gonna keep working.
Whoa, you don't see that every day.
Mind your business.
I mean, how did that happen?
Mind your business, Billy. That's why we have auto owners. Our agent was able to customize our policies, so when the unexpected happens, we know we're covered.
Because minding your business is our business.
Now that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Boy, you really got her good, Earl.
Yep.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for 13 years in a row. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Last night's hero, Austin Riley, leading off here for the Braves. And while he was the one who drove in the game-winning run, guys, one of the first things he said was how grateful he is that baseball is a team sport. And he was talking about Marcell Ozuna and the way he picked up both he and Matt Olson in that 8th inning. And, of course, Austin coming through later on. But, guys, it almost reminds you of that 2023 team. It felt like for any hitter who stepped in, if they didn't get the job done, the guy behind him was probably going to homer.
Yeah, we remember that season fondly, and everyone just kind of keeps waiting for the offense, not necessarily to get to that level because it was so historic, but maybe to get somewhere in the middle and hopefully pushing in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest frustration for fans of this team and for this team as well is just the lack of consistency, and it's just you have nights where you feel like it's coming, and then there's 2 or 3 games where you're like, where did it go?
Yeah.
And I know Snitz is frustrated as anybody. He's too. We look at where we just haven't really gotten on a roll this year. Like at some point in time, you figure you have to. So hopefully this is it.
You hear it all the time, right? The back of baseball cards. Yeah, it says a lot. Bobby used to say it all the time. At some point, right, you get sick of hearing that.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Yeah. Well, like we said, hopefully last night a momentum shift. You came out here tonight. You jumped on the Mets with 3 in the first. Sale so far is keeping up his end of the bargain. Yeah, called strike. You're not going to get an argument from Riley on that one, and there's one away.
Yeah, that's pretty much on the black right there.
First strikeout for Paul Blackburn. I don't think that Ronald knows that they've got an authentication sticker in his hair. Olsen to left center for the second out. Do guys still do the bubble gum on the hat, like they blow the bubble and try to? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen much of it.
It's got a big bear bomb coming right there.
I like it. Let's take a look at our Who's Got the Sauce, brought to you by Zaxby's. Speaking of the Big Bear, last 25 games against the Mets, 9 home runs. That went off the end of the bat. That's not going to do it. Blackburn settles in with a 1-2-3 third.
At Taco John's, we serve a higher standard of flavor with grilled chicken, creamy fiesta sauce, and always hot potato olays. That's what we call West Mex. Try our freshest lineup yet with a new Fiesta menu only at Taco John's.
Life gives us enough to deal with, like doing your taxes, hosting in-laws,
Oh, you're still trying to do the beard thing, huh?
and of course, filing an insurance claim. Well, luckily, Auto Owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
What is that smell?
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us.
Yeah, come on, show everybody. Still 3-0.
Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according
Thank you, Kenneth. I was just away eating dessert.
Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
The average dog only lives 10 days. At the farmer's dog, we don't think that's long enough. That's why our food comes in personalized portions. Because a dog at a healthy weight can live a longer, happier life.
Introducing Wegovy through Hims.
End of 3, going top of 5. No, end of 3, going top of 4. If you buy new here, come on in. Hey, if you guys are going to be watching that Pete McDivitt show, come on in.
On to the fourth. Here's the Home Depot's getting it done. Talking about the Braves starters, you go back to May 1st. All these numbers are top 3 in the National League. So ERA, opponent's average, strikeout to walk ratio, and opponent's slug. Lots of life for Atlanta.
Yeah. Alonzo.
Side's been good. Now we got to get the offense going a little bit more consistently and try to
3-0.
things a little bit more.
It's always the offense's fault, right, Tom?
No, not always. I mean, that's you're always hesitant to say it because you know as soon as you do, then something else is going to go wrong. Yeah.
No, but it is. I mean, we talk about it. The starters, you turn on the TV every night, you're getting a good start, mostly.
Sale doing his thing again here. He had a quick 10-pitch third.
Then a quick 10-pitch third. Swing and miss for a strike.
It looked so good last game. It's the first time this year that he's really looked like Spencer Strider.
Yeah, this will be a good test for him. have that good game against the Rockies and now come out against a team that hits the ball really well, puts the ball in play, makes you make pitches. It'll be a good test to see where he's at.
And his velocity was up too. And yeah, I just think, not to say that Spencer down the road,
Yeah.
Might have to learn to throw at 94, 95, but he's still at that age. That velocity is huge for him.
Let's go, boys. Sale strikes him out. Strike 3. Sit down, Sonny.
Telling you, man, until you stand in the box face Chris Sale and really see that slider come from that angle and how much it sweeps across the plate. I mean, saw Lindor flail at it, Pete Alonso, two of the better hitters in baseball. It's such a tough pitch.
Now 3 strikeouts tonight. He's tied Hernandez one more, and he'll move into 37th all time, and right on the heels of Bartolo Colon. And a little further up that list is a guy named Tom Glavine.
Who's Tommy on that list?
29th. Not bad for a little.
No, Kenneth.
Oh.
You never heard that before, Brandon?
No, but that's funny, and I like it. I don't think I have.
Oh, man, he's facing a boot slinger today. Jamie Moyer, the guys are not playing.
Oh, come on. I threw harder than Jamie.
Yep.
Hey, he boot slinged at 47 right up into the Raptors here, so
Hey,
things are going
I'm giving
okay.
him love. I'm not throwing him under the bus. But late in Tom's career, we'd say we're facing a boot slinger today.
Oh, I know what team you were thinking of. That was the Bulls.
You're facing a hitter like Frenchie, a free
Kenneth.
slinger.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I don't have to throw
Yep,
strike
the
to-
Bulls game is postponed today.
I used to get so far up on the ditch with you that 6 inches off was still a strike. Tom got mad. That's why we would throw those change-ups up. Number off the end of the bat right to him.
Yeah.
Nimmo says
Hey,
back
Kenneth.
at 97. Nimmo just got a piece of it.
Almost in his hands.
Ah, thank you, Kenneth.
Brandon Nimmo, the longest tenured Met, now in his 10th season with the team. Ozzie off a couple of bounces with a side arc throw to first. A message here from Zaxby's.
Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas. Get them while you can. Who's got the sauce?
Is he out of the hospital, Kenneth? Do you know by chance? Nimio, I believe. 1 away. No, 2 outs. I just saw the 1. Tours. Swing and a miss.
Fifth start for Sale against the Mets in his career, and so far it's been a gem.
The Mets are 45 and 28, if anybody's wondering. The Braves are 32 and 39. If any Braves fan is wanting to know, time was called. Says play ball again. Ball down low. 1-2 the count. The reason why I didn't do the stream yesterday because I was out of town and I didn't get back until almost after 9:30, and that's why I didn't stream last night.
I don't ever think we called him anything. I mean, there's right.
Hey Kenneth, is tomorrow's boys game, is that a day game or evening game?
Hey, Bertie, hope you're well, man. Mission down here at the yard. We'll get him back here soon enough. Pitch number 60 for Christopher Sale tonight.
Pitch number 60 for Chris Sale.
Fouled off.
Fouled off for a souvenir. Well, I was heading that way, but he got rejected.
See, I'm glad they like when I brought Jamie Moyer's name out there.
17 balls, 43 of them was strikes.
He
Huh.
truly was.
He was.
But here's the good news. At least the Braves are winning. That's the good news.
To the left side.
To the left side.
And a nice inning for Sale. He sets the Mets down in order.
He sets the Mets down. 1, 2, 3. 7:15 start. All right. I was just wondering.
When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire.
Yes. What are you doing? Hey, Blues game was canceled. Mother Nature decided to just open up and take Chicago.
I got one for you, boss. Oh, yeah? Black, white, and dented all over. I give up.
After the Braves hit, I'm going to take a shower.
Yeah.
So,
But thanks to our agent, we've already submitted.
I'm going to wait until the Braves hit.
Right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
And then take a quick shower.
That's simple human sense.
Because, let me just tell you this much.
Auto owners make sense for you.
I may need a shower. Oh.
Whoa. What the?
Time for cake.
Wow. I'm gonna name him Nathan.
At Terminix, our local experts keep pests out of your party and your head year-round before stress shows up. Terminix it.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. More than a point of sale, Square keeps you ready for any restaurant rush. And with Square, there are no
comment on it.
It's now time for our Xfinity game bracket. Let's look at some poo slinging. There's some poo slinging right there. I think the exit velocity on that was less than the pitch, Jeff.
I did see right before that there was a double on the screen.
Was there?
Or two, yeah.
Yeah, and then just screaming at
I
me.
think that's what we're talking about. I was yelling at the one. I was yelling at him the whole way down.
The whole way down the line. Yeah.
What were you saying, Jeff?
Probably throw a heater.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. You're up 4-1. Come on.
Throw me something I can hit out of the park is what he was essentially saying, yes.
So now you guys have a close relationship right now. How close was your relationship back then?
It was good.
Yeah, it was
good.
Yeah.
So you were comfortable taking a couple jabs at him and getting back out to the mound.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always tell people this, and I don't want to blow Tom's head up, but he's the most
Baldwin
right now. Yeah.
up to the plate.
And so he always was great to, give it. And we were actually I was just telling, me and him were talking about it, why we loved him is when he came back to Atlanta, we were in the backfield on field 2, and you were doing pitchers BP. You get a lot of guys out there, smoltzy sometimes, or try to strike you out, right? And me and B-Mac were hitting, man, and Glad literally was asking us, like, what do you want? We were like, get us the fastball right up. We were pounding balls over the bat.
I guess I got to plug in my computer.
Brian walked in, and we were going, man, this guy's awesome.
If I don't do that, my computer's going to die. There we go. Whew.
Good job by our crew to dig up that old clip. Always nice to go down memory lane with you fellas.
That was some quality picture there, too.
Yeah.
05, my first road trip as a Brave. I try to roll out.
Curveball here from Blackburn takes
Blackburn takes skill.
Four top 11 highlights.
That's the one.
Oh, Dan Chipper.
Oh. Appreciate you, Greg. You did some really bad ones.
Ooh. You hear Mackey just cussed right when he missed that. You see him 100%.
My favorite thing with Mac was.
Can we do that again, Brad? Should you do the last one? I want to see Mac yell real quick right here. Watch this. Let's see if we can get it. We're going to dial it up. The last one with Mac again. That was beautiful.
Ozzie.
Right
here. Is that going to go? Off the wall.
Off the wall.
Ozzie to second.
Ozzie the second. Save.
Ozzie a triple in the second, now a double in the fourth.
Triple and a double. He's one away. No, two away from the cycle. All he needs is a homer and a single for the cycle. He's got the first two. He needs two more.
Sometimes getting some momentum like that, all of a sudden you feel like you can hit again. And right now, a great start for Ozzie.
Great start for Ozzie. LB.
Fifth double of the year for Ozzie, and now Michael Harris.
Now Michael Harris.
All right, here's B-Mac. Here we go.
Now B-Max.
You were going to say something about it, I'm glad. Ground ball right at McNeil.
But my favorite thing with Mac was he knew, like, every at-bat against me, he was either getting a heater in or he was getting a changeup in. And every time
Money Mark, a.k.a. Michael Harris, the second.
Oh, man. He was always animated at the dish. There's no doubt about that. Let's take one more look at the big fella here.
He wasn't such a big fella here.
No, he was skinny as hell. That was before room service.
The post slinger got him.
Here on Braco Spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Home legend, Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Listen, before you head out, we need to talk about protection. I got you a Hearts Promax flea and tick collar. You won't even know it's on. You'll before dark.
The soft and stretchy full body protection of Hearts Promax flea and tick collars with comfort technology.
Google Cloud AI knows a 98-mile-per-hour heater with a 13-inch drop means a 24.7% chance the home team gets a strikeout, and hot dog sales are up 4%, which means they're racking up the games. Catch the game like never before with Google Cloud AI.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. By the Georgia Lottery, today could be the day. And by Rooms to Go, folks, you can get 55 months interest-free financing during the July 4th sale.
It's A-List Member Appreciation Week presented by SeatGeek. A-List members get access to exclusive events throughout the year, like the Kids Scoring Class, where members' kids can learn how to keep score of a game like a pro. Interested in becoming a member? Join the waitlist at Braves.com/waitlist. And is that a separate event? Because they had a pro teaching that. It wasn't me. Guys, I don't know. What do you think? Wow. How'd it go, Wiley? You know, I don't spend a lot of time around kids, I gotta be honest. I was willing to it.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of fit in. You're still a kid at heart.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, you know what? That's
Yeah, that too.
No, great job. We know it went well. The kids were lucky to have you out there.
Wiley's the perfect guy to teach out.
Absolutely.
Alan.
The kids were locked in.
Yeah, I was telling you, got to be careful in case you got a poo slinger on the mound. You might have to keep a close watch because bullets will be flying everywhere.
You teaching that in the CSU, the kids were screwed up?
I did. We hit the CSU. We did, but you took care of that.
Interesting name with a boot slinger conversation here. Last name's pronounced Booto for Jose, and he's going to
Be pitching here to Nick Allen, already falling behind 2-0.
And right because of driving that pitch count up for Blackburn like that, you kind of got what you wanted now. You're getting the. Give Mets credit. They have a good bullpen, but I'm saying you're not getting their 2 or 3 main horses right now, and you have a chance to extend this lead.
And this is a guy in Jose Buto who last year started the season in their rotation, so he can go for multiple innings, but he struggled last year to throw strikes consistently, so they moved him mainly to the bullpen toward the end of the year, and he's been a full-time reliever this season. That one nowhere near. It gets behind Torres. Ozzie is safe at the plate.
Safe.
And Atlanta adds on in the fourth.
Good call, Brandon. Talked about wildness. Look at this. I'm asked this day. Two-seater that just took off.
It's been one of the bugaboos of his young career. Command.
Well,
and
that too. Hey, Kenneth, if you don't mind doing me a couple favors. One is keep an eye on the chat, and the second thing is keep dropping CeeLo's link. I'm going to put this on slow mode for you.
And that one nowhere near.
That one nowhere near.
Slider that misses badly, 1-1.
1-1 the count.
It'll be an interesting stretch for the Mets. Even with a loss last night, they're still tied with the Cubs for the best record in the National League. But with those pitcher injuries we talked about, how will they navigate what is becoming to be a tougher part of the schedule?
Pop fly.
Out to right field and caught by
Out to right. Cunha.
Into the fourth, the Braves add on. It's 4-0.
Well, I'm going to go take a shower. Kenneth, you guys got to chat. You and Butterfly, okay?
That must have cost an arm and a leg. How can you afford to barbecue these days, am I right? Yeah, it didn't cost that much at all. I can see that now.
Kid, no jumping off the low price sign.
The lowest prices of any national grocery store.
Listen to your mom.
It's an Aldi thing.
Wow. This Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy edges that tear so much better. I'm starting to get tearing away.
Designed with smooth tear edges, Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy perforations that tear so much better for a smooth, more enjoyable go. Plus, it has more cushiony softness than ordinary squares. Try Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear, voted #1 product of the year.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. On the legend, Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
It's another rivalry series presented by Booking.com.
Hammered by Olsen.
Goodbye. Wow. Your rivalry game accommodations at Booking.com.
Tonight's A-list member of the game, Andy Fox of Dallas, Georgia. There's Andy and his family. He's been an A-lister since 2021. His favorite perk is receiving priority access to postseason tickets. Congrats to Andy, today's A-list member of the game. Brandon, Glab, and Frenchie up here, Wiley downstairs. Thanks for joining us for Game 2 of this series here on a Wednesday night. Sail back to work with the Braves on top 4-0. There's Chris Sale's family enjoying the ball game tonight, as they often do. Well, how special was it when we were in Boston and he threw that amazing game on a Friday night opposite Garrett Crochet and got to go over and give his sons a big hug afterwards. That was a really special moment.
Yeah, that was a big game for him going back to Boston, his first time back there. And, listen, he said it. He's, I'll give Chris a lot of credit. He's an honest dude. He's going to tell you what he's thinking. And it killed him to not to be able to perform in Boston the way he wanted to and the way it started with all the injuries he had at the end. So
this one will bounce in front of Harris, a single for McNeil.
For him to go back there and be able to have that kind of game on a Friday night against Crochet is a great pitching matchup. So it had a little bit more buzz to it to begin with. But,
he struggled the last 3 years there, and you come here and win a Cy Young, and you go up there and just shove. Hey, you're right, and that's the thing. Chris obviously is a competitor, and it's one of those things you're like, man, I wish I could have done that a little more here.
Yeah.
But glad he's doing it here.
Exactly.
Well, he talked about when he left Boston, just trying to prove that he could still do it, because then you're getting to the back half of your 30s, you got all these injuries. He's probably questioning, okay, what's left in the tank here? But he has not only proven to himself, but everybody, I still got it, and then some.
It's like anything, and the prime of your career, you have a couple of bad starts, and you just wipe it off. As you get older, then you start to ask, is age becoming a factor? You're breaking down, and then you add the injuries that he had at Boston, kind of all that together, and he's kind of quieted those critics the last year and a half.
Yeah, I'd say.
0-2 off the end of the bat. Ozzie right where the dirt meets the grass. Quick message from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
And what a career it has been. The Cy Young kind of the capper for it for Sale last year. 8-time All-Star, of course, won the World Series in Boston in 2018. And even though this year in Atlanta he had a couple of rough starts early, boy, has he fixed whatever was ailing him. And since May 1st, he's been the best in baseball. A tough customer here in Lindor. Bet Cranny's got a slow heartbeat so far tonight.
We got both those guys sitting there thinking, this is kind of nice.
Lindor, the 6 seasons in Cleveland, now 5 in New York, and last year, second place in the MVP voting behind some guy named Ohtani. And he awaits a 3-1. 3-2 as he fouls off the slider. Chris Sale with a payoff pitch, and he paints the outside corner. Lindor, frozen pizza to end the top of the 5th. Struck him out of the first, swinging in here, looking. That's a thing of beauty.
Discover your new Kia right now at Maury's West Salem Kia. Come lease a 2025 Kia Soul for $263 per month for 36 months. Or check out the 2026 Kia Sportage. Lease for $311 per month for 24 months. Or lease a 2025 Kia K5 for $312 per month for 24 months. The search is over. Visit us today at Maury's West Salem Kia.
If you can buy something miles away with a tap, your pet insurance should let you file a claim with a tap. With Lemonade Pet Insurance, you can also customize your coverage to suit your pet and your budget. Plus, you can save up to 90% on vet bills. It's about time insurance does that. Protect your pet at lemonade.com/pet.
Running a business gives me enough to deal with, like video meetings. Nope, you're muted. You're muted. Getting trapped by this guy.
Tumbling through the bushes and bam, poison ivy all up and down my arm. My mom said it was going to be a rough summer.
And filing an insurance claim. Luckily, auto owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Game night Friday. You in?
Braves have enjoyed playing the Mets over the last few years, and tonight, up 4-0, trying to go ahead and win the series. Let's take a look at our Sonomas Get Their feature. Yeah, 18-9 against the Mets over the last 3 years, and a lot of runs scored in those games for Atlanta.
Yeah, which is why I guarantee you that the Mets, even where they are right now, and where the Braves are right now, they're not giving up on the Braves.
Well, they certainly remember what happened during that 22 season, when the Mets won 101, but the Braves chased them down, had the tiebreaker at the end of the year, and Atlanta won the division. Pete Alonso will do it himself here, and Verdugo is 1 for 3. And the Mets certainly also know they have the Phillies to contend with. The National League between the East and the West, you make an argument for some of the Central too. There's just a lot of depth this year in the National League. Riley flies to right. Jose Buto still on out of the pit here, looking for a 1-2-3 inning as he faces Matt Olson. Matt trying to extend that on-base streak to 19 games. Right now sitting at 18, one shy of Jeff McNeil of the Mets for the longest in baseball active. This one is going to McNeil and past him. What an ironic way for Olson to extend that on-base streak as he reaches for 2 outs.
That's the one right there, Scott. You either got to take a step back or you got to come get this ball. I think if McNeil will do it again, he'd come get that ball. Instead, he let it play him. And yeah, it's going to be a knock.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think it's one of those ones that maybe he thought it was hit a little bit harder,
Yeah.
but it had a little more top spin.
Yeah, they do call it a hit, so 19-game on-base streak for Olson, and McNeil with a single his last time up. He's extended his streak to 20 games, so both of those guys have kept it going tonight. And now the spotlight on the Big Bear here. Ozuna out to center, but Taylor is over a couple of steps to grab it. Nothing for the Braves in the fifth.
Jen loved her game hibiscus hula flings until Brad moved in and brought along a few new exciting additions. And they discovered that when they mixed their scents, they were more than just soulmates. They were scentmates. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
Dear Freedom, what forms do you take? More miles driven? More dollars saved? More life embraced? And more electrified vehicles than any other brand? Yours, Toyota Hybrids. That's right, Toyota has more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
You remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners makes sense for you. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah, Nate.
The concept is fun. Spicy coffee, it's going to work, it's going to be great. And then reality is, there's all sorts of things you don't really think about when you're starting a business. So having a platform like Gusto to help me run HR and payroll on a single platform is huge. It's intuitive, user-friendly.
Those are some of the minds that Wiley was infecting earlier today. And now they're trying to hit some dingers out there at the Truist Park. Nice night to do so. It is humid, but temperature's 76 degrees right now.
Just ready for the rain to go away.
Yeah. For a couple of months. Yeah. First pitch here this inning is grounded to Nick Allen. Releases that ball so quickly and gets Marte.
You ain't lying. Just gets rid of it so quick. That's probably what Starling Marte, when he first hit that, he probably thought maybe I got a chance for a knock and he get thrown out by 20 feet. He go, wait a minute, what happened?
Yeah. First time Saley's gotten Marte tonight. Marte had singles in the first and the third before that ground out. And now here's Soto. So, of course, last year with the Yankees, so he went from the Bronx to Queens on that huge contract. And his former team, the Yankees, they had gone 30 innings without scoring before Jazz Chisholm hit a solo homer tonight. So the Yankees have stopped their drought. They're tied 2-2 with the Angels right now. As Soto flies out to left. Quick message from Georgia Drive Chevy.
The 2025 Chevy Equinox, starting at $29,995. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Big swing from Alonso. He tried to ambush there.
Tried to ambush, and what a perfectly located pitch. I mean, capped right in on the stands.
Alonso, a couple of singles yesterday. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
You got to fight for the ball.
Yeah. Oh, the Mets fan came away with it. A lot more kids at the park these days with school being out. Summer is here. A swing and a miss on the slider. Alonso is down 5 strikeouts for Chris Sale. He sets him down in order in the 6th. To finish it off, he gets a polar bear. Too hot out there tonight for the polar bear.
You always have your sights set on the future, Aquarius, paying attention to the analytics that will help you against your upcoming opponents. But looking back to your days in the minor leagues could help you recall an approach that you've long forgotten about. Resurrecting an old batting stance may result in a few more extra base hits.
Do you own a dishwasher but only use it for storage or as a drying rack? Get better results than hand washing with your dishwasher and Cascade Complete. Your dishwasher does the work for you with temperatures up to 140 degrees. Too hot for hands. Some dishwashers even have a sanitizing cycle. Load pots, pans, and tableware at the bottom with plastic and glassware on top. Cascade Complete removes visible and invisible residue for virtually spot-free and shiny dishes. Switch to your dishwasher and Cascade Complete.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend, Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, not only is Usher here tonight, he also has a collaboration with the Braves, and he now has some merchandise that you can buy here in the ballpark or online. Some really cool shirts and hats. So you can get them now. They can be yours. The Braves collab collection with Usher. Hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, everything you need. Just general swag. We got them up here in the booth with us. Yeah. And no, the logo is...
I guess we'll look good on top.
Yeah. This is not wrong. That's intentional. Piece up, 8 down. That's Usher's thing. So that's why the logo's upside down. But these were selling like hotcakes before the game because this is the first day they've been in the store. So there you go. Might be a little hot for the sweatshirt tonight.
It's never too hot for a good hoodie. It's just not.
You're taking that one, aren't you?
I might.
I can see you eyeing it. You snatch that over there.
Yeah.
Of course, the first question from my wife's going to be, what is that? So I'll have to explain.
That'll pair well with your glass of Camus at the beach when you're back.
That's right.
Castillo is on here for the Mets. And he is greeted by Drake Baldwin, who